He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive. Seneca. The quality of your life is shaped long before the world begins demanding things from you. It begins quietly, in the way you think, the way you prepare, and the way you meet each day. Modern life is loud and insistent. It constantly tells us what to feel, what to fear, what to chase, and what success should look like. Stoicism offers a different path, one that does not require changing the world, only mastering yourself. This philosophy was never meant to stay in history books. It was meant for ordinary mornings, real responsibilities, and imperfect lives. If you have ever woken up feeling rushed, distracted, or already behind before the day even begins, then what follows is for you. These are not merely morning habits. They are principles for living with intention, resilience, and quiet strength. As the Stoics understood, life does not begin with events, it begins with interpretation. And the morning is where that interpretation is set. Why do mornings matter so much? Because the way you begin the day quietly decides how you experience everything that follows. The morning is not just a point in time, it is a mental position. It is the moment when your mind is either claimed by the world or grounded within itself. When you start the day rushed, distracted, or already reacting to external demands, you carry that state forward. It shapes your decisions, your patience, and your ability to respond calmly under pressure. But when the morning begins deliberately, the rest of the day unfolds from a place of stability. The Stoics understood this well. They knew that life is not determined by events, but by how we meet them. And the morning is the first meeting. It sets the tone for your thoughts, your actions, and your sense of control. A steady morning creates a steady mind, and a steady mind creates a resilient life. This is why the morning is never just about productivity. It is about orientation, about deciding before the world speaks how you will listen and how you will respond. The first principle is to find your reason to rise. Every morning asks the same silent question: why should I get up? The Japanese call it ikigai, a reason for being. The Stoics spoke of it differently, but the meaning was the same. Each person has a role to play and a contribution to make. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he was not born for comfort, but for purpose, not to drift through life, but to act in accordance with his nature. Purpose does not need to be grand, it only needs to be honest. It is found where what you care about, what you are capable of, what the world needs, and what sustains your life quietly intersect. A life without direction is exhausting, even when nothing is demanded of it. This understanding does not appear overnight. It reveals itself gradually through reflection, discipline, and action. When your mornings align with purpose, even simple tasks gain meaning, and life begins to feel less like something happening to you and more like something you are consciously shaping. The second principle is to prepare the night before. The Stoics believed no action should be accidental. Preparation was not anxiety, but wisdom. Your morning does not begin when the alarm rings. It begins the evening before. A restless night creates a scattered mind, while a deliberate evening produces steadiness. This is not about rigid discipline or stripping joy from your life. It is about intention, limiting overstimulation, closing the day with a simple ritual, and planning the next day in modest terms helps orient the mind. Order in the evening becomes clarity in the morning. Sleep is not wasted time. It is recovery, and recovery is strength. When you respect your evenings, your mornings reward you. The third principle is to protect the first hour of the day. That hour belongs to you, unless you surrender it. In a world saturated with notifications and demands, choosing not to begin the day in reaction mode is an act of self-respect. Marcus Aurelius warned against being dragged by external noise. knowing that attention is finite and once lost, difficult to reclaim. Emails, messages, and headlines can wait. What cannot wait is your ability to center yourself. What claims your attention early often controls you for the rest of the day. Reading, reflection, writing, or simply sitting in silence prepares the mind for what follows. This is not laziness, it is preparation. A calm beginning creates resilience for the rest of the day. The fourth principle is consistency. Waking up at the same time each morning anchors the day. Stoicism values routine not because it is restrictive, but because it removes unnecessary decisions. Energy saved in small choices becomes available for larger ones. At first, consistency feels uncomfortable. Discipline always does. Discipline is not force, it is agreement with yourself. Over time, consistency becomes identity, and identity becomes strength. Each morning you rise when you said you would. You reinforce trust in yourself and shape the person you are becoming. The fifth principle is self-forgiveness. Stoicism is often misunderstood as harshness, but in truth it teaches clarity and compassion. You will fail some mornings. You will oversleep. You will lose momentum. This is not weakness, it is human nature. Marcus Aurelius wrote reminders to himself, not accusations. Growth requires patience. Progress continues the moment punishment stops. Forgive quickly and resume immediately. Discipline is not perfection. It is the ability to return again and again to what matters. The sixth principle is mastering small actions. Character is built quietly through simple, repeated acts. Making your bed, placing your alarm out of reach, opening the curtains. These actions seem insignificant until they are repeated. The Stoics believed virtue was practiced, not declared. Small acts, repeated daily, create a life that feels intentional rather than accidental. If you can govern simple behaviors, you strengthen your ability to govern greater ones. Order in your environment reflects order within. The seventh principle is accountability. No one develops in isolation. The Stoics valued friendships rooted in virtue, not distraction but mutual growth. An accountability partner does not control you. They remind you. They reflect your intentions back to you when motivation fades. Shared discipline is often steadier than solitary motivation. Choose someone honest, someone who values growth, and support one another without judgment. Growth shared is growth sustained. The eighth principle is remembering impermanence. Memento mori. Remember that life is finite. This is not morbid, it is clarifying. When you remember that time is limited, trivial concerns lose power and priorities sharpen. Each morning becomes a gift rather than an obligation. Urgency is not panic, it is respect for time. Live today in a way that future you would respect. The ninth principle is negative visualization. The Stoics prepared for difficulty not through fear, but through readiness. By calmly imagining loss or challenge, not dwelling on it, but rehearsing resilience, you become less fragile. What you accept mentally loses its power to destabilize you. What you rehearse mentally, you endure more gracefully in reality. This practice also deepens gratitude, returning you to the present with greater appreciation for what you have. The 10th principle is gratitude. Gratitude completes the cycle. At the end of the day, reflect not on what was missing, but on what was given. This shifts the mind from lack to sufficiency. Gratitude is not denial, it is perspective. A grateful evening prepares a grounded morning, and over time, gratitude becomes the quiet strength beneath a meaningful life. These principles are not about perfection, they are about alignment. You do not need to change everything at once. You only need to begin deliberately. This is the Stoic way, to live with intention, resilience, and quiet strength. And it begins tomorrow morning.